Hey guys, just wanted to share this new project. Well, it's not a new project, it's one I've had sitting around for a while. I just haven't had a chance really to get into it. This is an 870, early 50s vintage. The receiver was found in a barn. Still legible serial number, really kind of crudded up. But I've been saving up the parts as I find them, you know, going to gun shows or on the internets, etc. The idea being to make the ugliest possible 870. It's got to be a clean 870, no tactical crap. I have tactical 870s. They're great, they're wonderful, but it's not going to speak to the, you know, vintage, salvage, you know, used hard with honest wear. No antiquing, no, you know, fake age. This is going to be a old 870 that came by it honestly. Yeah, you gotta love the homemade mag extension tube that I found. Somebody took one of these old nuts and actually welded a chunk of pipe on it back in the day. And as you can see, I found it for $5 at a gun show. It needs to be cleaned up. Needs to be the same, you know, wire wheels. So that ugly paint comes off and it matches, but. Yeah, I've just been trying to find honest, worn parts from old guns to put this together. The barrel is actually a little bit too clean for my taste. I had it lying around, cut it down, you know, standard pipe cutter and pattern files. Comes out nice and clean, but it's still too pretty for this gun. Got the internals for the trigger group. I'm gonna have to actually pull apart my other 870s and see how they go together. I've never actually disassembled the trigger group on an 870, but should be pretty straightforward. You know, even for a gun that's had a pretty hard life, this isn't in too horrible a shape. It should be a pretty straightforward restoration. And by restoration, I mean functional restoration, not cosmetic restoration. I'm not really into the cosmetics. I like well-used guns. But yeah, I think we need at this point. I'm missing a good set of honest worn wood. I need a mag spring. I need a couple of the smaller internals. And that's pretty much it, I think. I may be missing a few pieces out of the trigger assembly, but I can swap, for function check, I can swap that around. Just need to clean up the internals. It's pretty heavily caked with corrosion inside. The outside, for whatever reason, wound up being a lot less damaged on this gun than the inside. And I need to find a barrel. That my buddy says he's got one. That's messed up and ugly and worn, and you know, he'll swap me because, you know, he'd rather have a nice barrel. But if that doesn't work out, I'll be scrounging the interwebs for an ugly barrel for an 870, preferably with a 2 3/4 inch chamber, because this is an older gun, not the 3-inch. Yeah, I may go. I think. I'm not 100%, but I think all the bolts are going to be chromed of any vintage, so it'll still be shiny in there. If they make a vintage blued bolt, it might be a better fit. If I can find a worn, you know, patinaed old blued bolt, that would probably be the best. Lifter's pretty worn, but still pretty shiny. Anyway, that's the 870. This is going to be kind of a fun one. Should hopefully, you know, fingers crossed, be pretty quick. Need to get some stock mounting hardware, some wood, a barrel. If you guys know of anybody that's got messed up 870 parts, please contact me. This stuff is actually really hard to find. Apparently everybody, you know, that has this stuff isn't selling it because they don't think it's worth anything. And I mean, it is pretty valueless unless you're trying to build an honest, worn gun. Anyway, I'll be working on this one. It's raining outside, so it's a good rainy day project. All right, have a good one.